Hey, we're here with Joe Arvay from Denver, Colorado. Joe, I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day in this seminar process here at Maximize Living, just to kind of share, your involvement, what you're doing with Maximize Living in your town, and then really for the doctors. And I just signed up for the Olympic Wellness Committee, and you might have a different word for that, but they presented, there was about 35 of us got presented, we're team chiropractors for USA Wrestling. Just amazing accomplishment to actually pull that off. And so, and we've had a couple wrestlers. One of the gold medalists is here, and one of the women wrestlers is here. And I just want to kind of get your take on you've been involved with that. I just want to kind of have you share with our TV or radio listeners, what's Maximize Living about, and then more importantly, why is USA Wrestling wanting us to help them, and even the Olympics, being part of this wellness committee for the Olympics?
Well, the key is, Dr. Troy, is that everybody has the potential to be a champion. And if anything with Maximize Living, what we do is we're makers of champions. And so whether you're a 5-year-old little boy or girl and you have dreams, you watch the Olympics on TV and you're like, I want to do that someday, who in the community can actually take you and walk you through the process and strengthen your body, strengthen your mind, strengthen your mindset, give you the vision to say, okay, here, let me coach in that process. We have coaches in individual sports, but my dream was to be an Olympic wrestler, just like we see today here.
Yeah.
And I had a great wrestling coach, but that was it. And my ability to succeed or fail was at the extent of his knowledge. And, he didn't know what it took, the whole steps. He just said, well, just go practice your moves. And so what's great about Maximize Living is we have an ability to take these Olympic-level athletes and provide them Olympic-level care. And not just care, but helping their bodies be strong, help them repair from their matches, help them think, help them train. And I'm very excited that it's actually a wellness advisory committee. We're advising the Olympic-level athletes on how to run their life in such a way that they can maximize their life and therefore maximize their performance when they're, in this case, wrestling on the mat.
Yeah.
But now take that to the individual 5-year-old or 8th grader or 9th grader or high schooler or college athlete. We can put on camps so that they can come in the summertime or during their season and help train them. I mean, envision like Maximize Living sports in your community where these kids can come and learn how to safely train their bodies, their minds, and get themselves ready so they can reach their full potential when it comes to athletics, but also when it comes into school or into living. It literally helped remold the next generation.
I was just sitting here thinking that it was kind of interesting because I'm thinking about the old school chiropractic, if you will, versus what we do in Maximize Living, because so many people think it's sports injuries, it's sports medicine. No, it's Maximize Living. It's show you whether you have an injury or not is irrelevant, because if you can maximize the function and healing of the body, and you know this from being in practice in Denver, that you're going to get somebody well, and you're going to take them beyond wellness. You potentially could take them to an Olympic level if that's their desire and their goal. So it doesn't matter if somebody's an athlete or not, or in an accident or not, or suffering from migraines or not. What we do, everybody needs Maximize Living.
Exactly. Well, you take an Olympic athlete, if they're not performing at their best for whatever reason, our job is to find the interference and remove it.
Yeah.
And lots of times we find it, in the spine with the nerves being blocked. We got to turn that power back on, because that athlete will always do better with pressure off the nerves than on the nerves. Well, if a headache or back pain or carpal tunnel syndrome or forward head posture is interfering with a mom's performance as a mom, that's just as important as Olympic level, or a dad at work, or a child in school, or whatever it is, just whatever that child's performance is will be interfered with if they're not healthy physically or emotionally. ADHD, learning disabilities, vaccine injury, all these things limit their performance. And so our job is to help them all by removing that interference, checking the nerve system, doing the tests we need to specifically see what's going on. And the thing is, Dr. Troy, these tests, they're not going to get the medical doctor's office. They're not going to get the physical therapist's office. They're not going to get at a lot of chiropractors' offices. They're only going to get these kind of tests in a Maximize Living center with a trained, certified doctor and team that knows what to do to remove the interference and let the power run.
You're nailing this thing, because I was sitting in the essential trainings, and I know you were sitting there because you're sitting by me, but they're doing nutrition essentials. Just the essentials because I had a couple of other doctors, they were talking about the makeover, just the essentials of losing weight. Rapid weight loss, reversing diabetes in 4 days. Stuff that
it's crazy.
You would never hear of outside of a Maximize Living center. Not even most chiropractors don't even talk about that. And then we talk about this whole spinal correction thing.
Yeah.
And the guy leading it up, he's like, my job is to correct spines as fast as possible and then put them on maintenance care.
Right.
And that's a whole nother mindset from how we were trained in school versus how it is now. It's like let's get them fixed as fast as we can, and then let's maximize them to the best of their ability. So it's just, I mean, as you know, you got goosebumps too.
Oh yeah. Oh, it just goes back to say how much power God has put in your body and how much He loves and cares about you, and He's given you everything you need already inside you. We just have to release it.
Yeah.
Release that greatness that's inside you and let you live that full potential. That's what it's all about.
That's it. I mean, you really nailed it. And I was talking to Dr. Lomi, founder of Maximize Living earlier, and we were just talking, and one key word just keeps coming up. And people who are suffering, they're listening, they're watching us on the internet here. There's just one key word that keeps coming up for people who've lost hope, who have tried everything. It's they got to get in action. They got to take an action step, whether it's come to my office, come to your office, another Maximize Living office, come to a makeover, email us. They got to start getting in action to maximize their life. And that's really, I think, the key word.
Well, the thing is, they've been, I had patients come see me, and they said, I've been to a neurologist, I've been to the Mayo Clinic, I've been to Seattle, I've been around this world, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and what you're saying, Dr. Arvay, makes so much sense. Why hasn't somebody told me that before?
Right.
And they're saying that my body has but no one's checked for any blocked nerves. That's the one test we've done. Being an Olympic athlete and being with these Olympians, we're not stretching them or putting ice on them. That's the other people's jobs. Our job is taking the pressure off that nerve, checking if that nerve's blocked and unblocking it. That's our job.
Yep.
That's our number one, and there's 4 other essentials we do. But the thing is, people come into us, and and you hear their stories, and they break my heart. But they say, didn't anybody ever tell you about how God made your body to heal? Didn't anybody ever tell you that if we can take the pressure off that nerve with a nice, easy, gentle adjustment, and then be correcting that spine and strengthen it so it doesn't have to go back to where it was, and release those miracles inside your life, your body. It's the freedom that is released is amazing, and that's why I love being a Maximize Living doctor.
No, that's good. And I always get excited when I teach that principle. The brain runs everything. If we remove the interference, the body's going to work better. And you've had this happen. People just start crying.
Yeah.
And they just feel this, oh, thank God somebody told me the truth, about how my body works instead of trying to cover it up. And not that any other doctors are bad people.
Right.
It's just we have this principle that's based on scientific law and fact that your body was designed to heal.
Yeah. And
we just removed that interference. So, Joe, I appreciate you taking the time at our seminar.
You're welcome.
I know you're missing a couple of the essentials here to really share what we're learning today. So I appreciate you so much as a friend and a chiropractor, and thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.